I have been asked many times by kids my own age, when I meet them and they ask me, what do you do for fun? And I tell them that I love reading. And the thing that they usually, almost always ask me is why. Why do you love reading? And whenever I was asked this question, I never really knew how to respond. Why do I love eating? Why do I love breathing? But after being a bookworm for more than a decade now, I think I can now safely answer the question as to why I love reading so much. As a younger child, my parents read to me the Chronicles of Narnia, and that was the first hint of me loving reading. I love the Narnia series so much, and I would go through them, I would look at the pictures even though I didn't know how to read yet, and then later on when I did know how to read, my parents read to me the first Harry Potter book. I love that book. And of course, once they had finished reading me the first Harry Potter book, I asked them if they could read to me the rest of the series, and they said, no, if you want to read the rest of the series, you'll have to read them yourself. And so I just picked up the second book, I read through it, picked up the third book, read through it, and read through the entire series in the space of about a month. And this was truly the first thing that I knew that I loved reading. I remember the excitement I would have every single day. The first thing I would do was reach out, pick up the Harry Potter book, and read as much as I could. The characters felt like real people to me. The story had me hooked, and I'd never experienced something like this before. When I finally reached the end of the series, it was very melancholy for me. The ending had been a fantastic ending, and it almost made me cry, but now I felt helpless. I didn't know what to do now that I was finished with the series. And so my dad took me over to our bookshelf and said, you can pick out any book from this bookshelf and read it. I reached out and chose a random book, and that book happened to be The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien. I read The Hobbit, I loved that, read The Lord of the Rings. When I read The Lord of the Rings, I was amazed and astounded that anyone could come up with something so amazing and incredible as this. I especially loved all the poetry in The Lord of the Rings, and this is what got me into poetry. I started reading Edgar Allan Poe, Henry Wadsworth Longfellow, and others. And after that, I had the same experience with many other book series, The Green Ember, The Wingfeather Saga, Dracula, Flavia de Luce, Frankenstein. I had the same experience with all these other books, and it was amazing. The characters felt so real to me. I was amazed that one person could create books such as these. Kafka once said, books should be an axe to break open the frozen sea within us. And fiction is not just entertainment. I mean, it largely is. A lot of fiction is written purely for the entertainment of the reader. But fiction is not just entertainment. There is so much more to fiction than merely entertaining someone. Reading fictional stories gives me so much things to think upon. A lot of people say that fiction is just escapist, that it's escaping from reality. But really, fiction is an escape into reality, and I'll explain that in a moment. And here's what J.R.R. Tolkien had to say on the subject of fiction being escapist.
Well, it is meant to be escapist, because I use escapism in its proper sense. It was a man getting out of prison.
Now to explain how fiction isn't an escape from reality, but an escape into reality, I'm going to tell you what a few of my favorite books have taught me about reality. Harry Potter has taught me that love is a magic which can ward off any darkness. The Wingfeather Saga has taught me that no matter how much it seems that evil is controlling everything, God will always conquer, and He governs all. The Green Ember taught me that bravery isn't fearlessness. It's being deathly afraid but pushing on anyways. It is a story of bravery and a story to make us brave. The novel Frankenstein has taught me that the greatest person may be toppled by pride unless they resist it. And finally, The Lord of the Rings. I've saved the best for last. I've gotten so much out of The Lord of the Rings. The Ring has taught me a lot about sin and addiction. The Ring is like sin, and we are addicted to it, and the more we use it, the more easy it becomes to use it until we lose ourselves. Unless we take the hard journey, difficult though it may seem, to resist the evil of the ring, go to Mount Doom, and destroy it. Destroy it by repenting of our sins in true humility. It has taught me what true friendship is, willingness to sacrifice, and humility. Through fiction, we can experience many emotions. There are some emotions that I've experienced only through reading fiction and at no other point in my real life. Not only this, but you can see different perspectives on certain things, especially with fantasy books or, books with more than one character perspective. You can see the exact same story through the eyes of several different characters, and this can teach you a lot more about people, about emotion, and personality. Reading fiction isn't escaping from reality, it's escaping into reality. It sharpens your awareness and focus and concentration. Reading words and focusing on the story, having that story come alive in your mind. While you're reading, you build the images into your mind. You are focusing on the story, and your mind creates it. Through your mind, you can see the world that the words tell you about. You can see the characters that the words tell you about. This really helps exercise your concentration, focus, and awareness. And concentration will help everywhere else in your life, in your job, or in school for me. So to sum up why exactly I love reading. Reading has shaped my thinking and has made me who I am today. I would not be the same person that I now am without the books that I've read. Not only that, but fiction has shown me so many things about the world. And I guess largely the reason I read is for the enjoyment, but it's taught me so much about the world, and it has shaped who I am and how I think. It's also helped me think logically and expanded my vocabulary, so this makes writing papers for school really easy and really fun. I feel like I'm definitely strongest in my schoolwork with writing essays and papers, and this would not have been possible without the books that I've read. I've been reading for fun every single day for years now, and it has impacted my life so much. It has expanded my vocabulary, made me better at writing essays for school, and it's even made school a lot easier since my concentration is much better, and it also helps me think logically and understand certain concepts. It has made me write stories of my own. Most of all, it has shown me more about God. Reading books has made me who I am, and I suppose that is the reason that I love reading. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Yeah, I've been asked so many times why I love reading, and the question always stumped me, but now I have my answer. A very long answer, but a good one nonetheless. This is why I love reading. It really saddens me to think how many people today literally never read. Statistically, the number of readers on Earth is nothing, almost nothing. 1% of the population of the Earth is probably readers. And this really saddens me because reading has shaped my thinking so much. It has shaped who I am, and it has made me understand so much more about human emotion and made me think logically. So that is why I love reading. I hope this was a sufficient enough answer. I stayed up really late last night thinking about this and taking notes for this video. But thank you so much for watching this video. And if you want to hear one of my... I feel like it's too long to be a short story, too short to be a novella. I'll call it a short novella. If you want to hear my short novella that I was inspired to write after all the books that I've read, subscribe. Because once I hit 5,000 subscribers, I'll be reading to you a time travel story that I wrote. It is 30 pages long. But anyway, thank you so much for watching my videos. Thank you for listening to what I have to say. Let me know in the comments why you love reading. But thank you so much for watching this video. Keep reading, and for now, farewell.